Thank you guys for joining me. I was just going to kind of shoot a little video of Star Citizen and the starting area, I guess you would say. This right here in front of me is Port Olisar. When you actually spawn in for the first time, as of right now, this is where you're going to start out at, in the bed. If you first start the game. Now, you can't really tell because we're so far away, but the three circles, they are, moving slowly, but they are moving. I'm not sure if I could zoom in too much, but you can see right here is one side, over here is another, there's another, and there's another. These are all different struts. Each strut has 10 different landing pads for different ships. So if you spawn in, when other people spawn in, there's going to be 40 people that can actually take off from this place depending on the ships that they have. Now again, you have small landing pads here. On the sides you have medium, and then on the outside you have large. As you can tell right back there in the back, there is a large ship on the back one there. I think that might be the Reclaimer, I'm not sure. But anyways, this is the outside of Port Olisar. Let's go ahead and I'll show you a little bit more into the inside of Port Olisar and do a little bit more of an explanation of the game. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is actually where you start off in Port Olisar. Obviously it looks a little weird. You start off in bed. Just to get out of bed, you just hit forward or H. H is just the key to get out of the bed. Now keep in mind, this game is kind of a resource hog at the moment, but they're working on it. This game has been worked on for I think probably about 4 years now. But the amount of detail and the amount of stuff that you can do in this game before it's even out of alpha is amazing. I mean, as you can tell, again, like I said, this is the bed you start out in. Got a little thing here. Just about every time I get out of the bed, there's something different right there. I mean, you got the magazine. Right now you got Cokes, stuff like that. Just come up to the door, hold F, which is your interactive key, and look at it. See how it says open now, actually highlighted? Just click it and it opens up and you can move out. Now, if you guys are kind of wondering what Star Citizen is well, a universe area, and I'll show you once I get a little further out. I'll go ahead and run out this area. This is actually all the rooms that people will be spawning in whenever they log in. Just for the first time, or even after they log out in Port Olisar. We start off at deck 3, so I'm actually going to turn around. I'm going to go down these stairs here. I'll show you kind of where the base of operations starts. That's actually this room down here. Now the hologram that you saw right there with all the planets, that is kind of what this game's all about. It's a huge universe of different planets, different moons that you can go to, and you're able to get ships, buy ships and fly them out, and you have multiple things that you can do. If you hit F1, this actually brings up your UI for the game. Actually for you specifically, I mean, it's got a bunch of information for you. Your balance, heart rate. Down here is a bunch of different tabs. This here is going to be your comms. If there's anybody, like, I can actually talk to the Port Olisar landing services, which right now that's not really anything yet. But once I'm actually in a ship, that's me pretty much requesting a place to land my ship. I'll get that later on. This here is actually a picture of a ship. That is your vehicle. Right now I don't have a vehicle out, so there's nothing here. It's just blank. I mean, I can select different vehicles if I want, but that's just, you can bring it up. Here, I'll just pull up this one here real quick. And you can actually look at the ship. Move it around, you can actually change different things. Your weaponry you can change according to what weaponry is on there. propulsion, which is the jets and stuff like that, systems and miscellaneous. And systems and miscellaneous could be something along the lines of ore scanning. And again, that's something else that you can do in this game. It's not quite implemented in it yet, but you can fly around, you go to one place, you buy material, and then you take it somewhere else, and then you sell it. And you make money just like any other game. You can make in-game money. Well, this one, with that money, you can actually buy upgrades for your ships, or you can buy other ships altogether. And I mean, you can bring up different things. They do have starter ships for you that you can have right at the beginning. And then they also have upgradable ships, bigger ships, transport ships. Again, we'll get into that a little bit more. This next tab, this is actually you. Obviously, I don't have much on. I mean, I just got an undersuit and a gun in the back there. You figure out what your clothing is, your undersuit, your weaponry, your armor, which you can actually change your armor according to what you bought, which obviously I've only bought a helmet. Utility is medical, oxygen, different things that you can carry along with you, so that like if you're going out into space, you can actually make sure that you are well equipped in the mission that you're doing. This next tab is actually the map. We started off at Port Olisar here, which, I mean, I can zoom in, but zoom out here, just kind of get you a vast array of everything. This here is the planet that we're sitting beside, which we should see when I look out the window. And then you have planet here, and a planet there. And this is pretty good distance away, but that's obviously not just the only thing about this game, because I can actually zoom out even further. Then you got Delamar. Zoom out further. Then you got the sun, you got Hurston, ArcCorp, and I mean that's just the atmospheres, the planets that you can visit in the game. Now, obviously in the map the sun's quite bright, but we'll get to that a little bit later on. Alright, let's go ahead and go back to this tab. This next one here is a journal, just reading things about what you've come across, lore of the game, telling you about Port Olisar, and other parts of your UI or your comms that you have on your wrist. The next tab here is modifying your ship, I guess, a little bit more. Next tab is different parts of it, restocking, refueling, hydrogen, and your thrust. Repairing your ship, which your ship can take a bit of damage out when doing things. So you got to make sure that it stays repaired, stays restocked. You can run out of fuel, so you got to make sure you stay in with fuel. The next tab here is actually where it gets a little interesting. This is actually Contact Manager. It gives you all the different quests or missions that you have available. This maintenance one you can actually collect and disposal, or comms repair. This is actually what started me in the game, was a comms repair. A friend of mine actually showed me this game once, and we flew out in one of his ships way out in the middle of space, and we would get out of the ship, fly over to where it needed to be repaired, repair it, and then get back in the ship and take off. And the reason why that's so intriguing to me is because it's not just you in the ship being the ship. You're actually able to get around, walk around, get out of the ship, shoot. You can have rovers and different things like that. There are mercenaries, search and destroys, to go out and find things. Now each one you do get a payment of a specific amount of money that again you can save towards your current balance down here for other ships or upgrades. Now, go ahead and hit F1 to close that back out. We'll take a look See if anybody has any ships outside real quick. As you can tell, we do have people here. Got one person sitting there. Two people, actually. One person's looking at the computer. But let's go ahead and look out this window. This is kind of just giving you a vast array of what Port Olisar is. This is just looking out the window at two of the larger landing pads or hangars. And what we'll go ahead and do is I'll just run right here. This is actually, again, the computers you can mess with. When you look off over here, you've got landing pads 0 through 4, which are the smaller ones, off to the right, but on the left side, and then 10 to the left. Then over here, you've got 5 through 8 over there, and 9 over here. Now, 0 is actually a huge deck. I'm not sure if I'll be able to see it. Oh wow, it's kind of laggy. Sorry about that. But if you look over here, this is actually two more docks. Oh, just got somebody who just flew by. In the Hornet, it looked like. Now, I'm not necessarily going to spawn a ship, but basically you just come over to the computer. Again, hold your interactive key, the F key, which will then bring up the U's. You just left click it. It'll bring it up. You can select the ship and then select retrieve. Now, when you retrieve, I'll just go ahead and do it. This is just the starter alpha, Mustang Alpha. It'll tell you it's coming in.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
Alright, my ship has now been delivered to D07. So all I gotta do is just back away from the computer. Look, okay, 7 is over this way. Now walk up to the door. If it opens, that means somebody hasn't been through it. If it doesn't open like this, that means somebody's already done it and the airlock's already been sent through. So I just need to press it so that it'll cycle the airlocking, you know, get the air sucked out and all that mess. And then get inside, look at it, press the screen, get it to cycle through, push the air through, and then I can go through. Now this is kind of where it splits up. We've got 7 through 8. 5 through 6. So I'm going to run this way. Actually, hold up. I was on 7, sorry. I'll run this way. And we'll go up. And there you have it. Well, looks like somebody is on 8. While I am on 7. Sorry for the lag. I mean, again, this game doesn't run the greatest yet. But they're working on it, and it will be running very smoothly probably in the next couple of patches. Now, if you notice on this sign, it does say landing pad 07, strut D. There are 4 struts on Port Olisar. You got A, B, C, and D. Now, if I look over this way, you can see the other strut way over there. And then you can look on the other side of the building over there is another strut. Now, I mean, you can run around just like what I'm doing now, but you also have a jetpack. So like, for instance, if I sit there and just jump off the edge, my jetpack kicks in, my EVA, and I can actually fly a little bit. Now again, I got to keep up with my O2. Here you go, there's somebody taking off in a Constellation. Looks like that might be the Andromeda. Let's see if we could just fly over to the top here. Now it's just normal movement, W, A, S, and D, Q and E is a roll, and mouse to be moving around. As of right now, this is only going to be PC. Now, if you look on this side, there's actually more This is actually a better layout. You can kind of see how it's laid out. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and 0. And 0. Oh, we actually got somebody coming in. Looks like on a freelancer about to land on 0. But 0 is going to be the bigger one for the bigger ships to spawn in. And then you got the smaller ships, which is something that I've actually spawned in. But anyways, let's go ahead and go back into Port Olisar. Oh, wow, this server is kind of iffy today. Now, earlier I was talking about... See, I gotta recycle it again. Looks like somebody's been through this door again. Earlier, as I was talking about, you can actually buy things with your credits or EAC, I think it is. Port Olisar is one port that has it all, and then you've got a whole bunch of different other ports on different planets. This obviously tells you live fire weapons and Garrity. You can actually come into here into the defenses. I went up. There we go. And this here is going to be the suits. Hello. This is going to be the under armors, obviously. The under suits. Here's going to be the armors. You got, like any game, light, medium, heavy. And they are set to where it can be
a few new items in, so make sure to check them out.
20% reduction, 40% reduction, and 60% reduction on the amount of stuff you get. It also, I think, allows you to carry, you know, maybe another gun or so. Not 100% sure on that one. Let's go ahead and run across over here.
Thanks. Hi. Thanks for coming in.
Now this here is obviously where the weapons are. Now the one that I bought is actually
take a look around. We've got a pretty good selection.
The Custodian, which is... I thought it was that one right over there. It's ballistics. Yeah, there you go, the Custodian SMG. Now the cool thing is, I mean, you can inspect it. Whenever you hit inspect, it actually comes into your hands. And you can sit there and look at different sides of it. I mean, the detail of it is quite amazing. You got to see how you got stamped on the sides. You do have a little screen on it. You've got the little, you know, bolts on it.
We got a lot of variety.
Let's go ahead and
have a look.
get rid of that. You can actually click on buy before, you know, without buying it. And you can see all the stats on it. Magazine 60, 900 shots per minute, 15 meter range. It's going to cost me 965 UEC to get it. You can either deliver it or equip.
Take your time.
Confirm your purchase. You look down, there is ammo that you need to buy as well. Now again, just like anything, hold F and then you can click on it with the left click.
Feel free to take a look around.
Let's go ahead and run to the other side here. Trying to take it easy. Apparently running this game and recording software doesn't like each other very well. So now this here is the Sabra outfit, and I think this is clothing. Yeah, you can actually come in and buy
Hi. Thanks for coming in.
different clothing pieces. You got the shoes, the jackets, the shirts, the hats.
Take a look around. We got a pretty good selection.
Like you said, he's got a pretty good selection. Moving on over to this other area, the Dumpers Depot. This is where you can get equipment. You got Polar Bracer. Not sure what this stuff is. I hadn't really looked too much into this side. I think it's equipment for different ships.
Hi. Welcome. We got a lot of variety.
Okay, and the last little bit that I'm going to kind of touch on is, like I said, you can go one place, buy things, go to another place, and then sell it. Basically what you're looking for is computers that say trading and shipping console. You can actually use, on the left hand side, click your ship that you have. Oh, I think I spawned both of those, huh? I guess that was both of mine. I can spawn or click on the Mustang, which is the one I just spawned out there. I can buy what I want, or click on what I want to buy, and how much I want to buy. And what you look for is how much you're buying it for, which is in the center. You got the 0.75 for the agricultural. You could take it somewhere else and, you know, make a profit for it. So once you do that, you take it to the next location, you find the same computer, go to it, and instead of this, you just go to sell, click on the alpha, and go from there. Now obviously I don't have anything in there. It does say I've got 6 SCU cargo, and all 6 is empty, which means I've got 6 units of stuff that I can buy to put in there and to, well, utilize it. Now, that right there is just kind of the run through of Port Olisar and kind of what this game, I mean, that's just like barely touching what this game is all about. I mean, there's going to be ship races, there's racing ships, cargo ships, transport ships, fighter ships, and rovers. There's like hover bikes, different things like that. We'll get into that one in some later videos, but I just kind of wanted to touch in on exactly what Port Olisar is and what Star Citizen is. I mean, it's, as you can tell, it's very graphically intensive. I mean, I can obviously walk over to this guy. This is another person, and he's sitting there looking at his UI, which was hitting the F1. He's looking at his. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed kind of seeing what Port Olisar was. I hope you guys actually take a look at Star Citizen, because it is a really great game. I mean, again, it's not even out of alpha yet, and I've enjoyed immensely what I can do with it. Obviously, it doesn't run this bad. Normally, it's because I'm running recording software with it, so they're kind of counteracting each other. But you do sit around 25 to 30 frames in the game, just because that's kind of what you're limited to at the moment. But I hope you guys decide to join in on Star Citizen, and you know, join in with us and have a little bit of fun. We might be able to see each other in a cargo run or something like that. Until next video, you guys have a great day. Bye.